do you say about what's happening now? The government asking people to more or less enjoy all these haircuts and things like that, yet itself as a government is not taking a lot of the forefront doing these fairs. What do you say about that?
Eche, there's a problem. And the problem is that our debt is not sustainable. We are using about 70% of our domestic revenue to service our debt. So how much is remaining to pay for compensation? How much is remaining to pay for other government services and statutory payments? Then how much will remain for you to undertake investment projects in terms of infrastructure, roads, schools, hospitals, and then even the ability to feed yourself. So currently we have a problem. I do not want us to focus our attention on what I will put in quote, Nahu Kosam. At this stage, where there's a problem, you look for a solution to the problem. Then when the solution is secured or is found, then we can come back home and ask ourselves, who is the causative agent or who caused that? And then once we identify who caused that, then we can say that we are prescribing this punishment for you. We have a debt on our neck. Our economy is in distress. It's in crisis. We are seeking $3 billion loan, concessionary loan from IMF. The IMF money is not going to be free. Because we are a member country of IMF, that is why we are getting it at that low interest rate. But it is repayable. But the IMF also wants to make sure that by extending that credit facility to Ghana, we have the ability to pay it back at the appropriate time. So they are saying that, look at the level of your debt. Do something about it. Let's see how the program you have to contain your debt, sustain it, be servicing it, whilst you take on board to our money, and still you'll be able to service that money at the appropriate time when it is due. The best thing in my view to do is to engage citizens. And I'll give, for the benefit of viewers and listeners, an incident, a situation that happened in Germany. At that time, we had West Germany and East Germany. When the Berlin Wall was broken and the unification came, West Germany was more developed than East Germany. So there was this differential. Then the chancellor at that time came up and said, look, those from the West, the East guys are our brothers and sisters. We need to help to develop the East as well. So let every individual make a contribution for the development of the East German portion of the entire unified Germany. And by the engagement, the citizens of West Germany accepted that we are now one country. Let us help one another. And they all made contributions to support the work of the government. And today, if you go to Germany, the east portion or east side of Germany even has modern infrastructure more than the west part of Germany as at that time today. To relate it to our country, we have a problem. Let's look for the solution. What I will admonish the Akufo-Addo-led government is that they should engage people. They should put the figures down. I know pensioners who have invested their pensions in bonds are so dissatisfied and they said they will not participate in the debt exchange program. Because some say, you won't pay me until 10 years. Even my coupon that should be paid maybe twice a year, you are also going to reduce the rate for me. And my principal will be in 10 years. By 10 years, will I be alive or not? these are genuine concerns that they have all expressed. But granted, we also have a problem. So the admonishment goes to government for government to put the figures down. This is the total number of pensioners who have invested their pensions in bonds. The total number is this. The quantum of their investment is so much. If we have to pay this, pay that, we are unable. The spreadsheet will indicate. And then the government can decide, let us perform some iteration. We vary this, we vary that, we vary that. Whilst you, government, you are doing that, check your expenditure side. Maybe the president can decide to issue a directive that henceforth, apart from the president, maybe the chief of staff and the executive secretary to the president, the speaker of parliament and the clerk of parliament, and then the chief justice and the judicial secretary and the vice president and his secretary, no government official should travel outside the country on board business class. Everybody traveling as a public official on government business, we should travel economy. No, that directive can be issued. If you're a minister of state and you are going outside the country on government business, why can't you also sit in economy class in the airplane? You know, it will also be cutting, it's part of cutting down the government expenditure. Maybe expenses on fuel. We should need to look at expenses on fuel. Can we reduce so that you encourage all public officials or appointees, government appointees, to use saloon cars whilst they are in what? In the capital city of Ghana and working. If they have to trek to other parts of the country, then they can have access to their cross-country vehicles, the V8, and then travel.